It was just supposed to be another storm. But when a lone forest ranger, Lena, trudged through the howling winds of the Iron Peaks, she had no idea her life was about to change forever. The sky had turned black. The wind screamed like a wounded animal. Snow fell so thick, it swallowed the trees whole. Lena's old green pickup groaned up the icy road, tires crunching over frozen gravel. Inside, the heater rattled, the radio hissed, and the dispatcher's voice repeated the same warning. All routes closed. Return to base. But Lena wasn't like the others. She'd grown up in these mountains. Her father was a trail guide, her mother a ranger before her. This land was in her blood. She drove on. Then she heard it. At first, it was just a storm. The crack of breaking branches, the roar of snow sliding down the cliffs. But beneath it, a sound so faint, so broken. A whinny. Her heart skipped. She killed the engine. Silence. Just a wind and that cry, weak, desperate, muffled by snow. Lena grabbed her flashlight, stepped out into the storm. Snow stung her face like needles. She waded through the drifts, following the sound until she saw it. A dark shape, half buried under snow, trembling a horse. She dropped to her knees. It was a mare, once proud, now scarred. Her silver coat was matted with blood and ice. One leg twisted, rope burns around her neck. Hooves cracked from running too far, too long. And her belly swollen, pregnant. Lena's breath caught. This wasn't an accident, she whispered. She was hunted. She worked fast. With numb fingers, she looped a climbing rope into a sling, pulled the mare up the slope, half dragged, half carried her into the truck bed, covered her with blankets. You're not dying tonight, Lena said, voice trembling. Not on my watch. Back at her small cabin near Eagle Hollow, Lena built a fire, cleaned the wounds, called for help. An hour later, Dr. Mara, the town's vet, arrived through the storm. She examined the mare, listened to the faint heartbeat of the unborn foal. She's strong, Mara said. Fighting. Lena stroked the mare's damp neck. I'll call her. Sky, she said softly, like the first light after a long night. Sky opened her eyes, looked at Lena, not with fear, but with something deeper. Recognition. Mara noticed it too. She's not just any horse, she said. Look at how she carries herself. This mare was a leader, a queen of her herd. Lena's stomach dropped. If Sky was a leader, then where was her herd? The next morning, Sky gave birth. It was hard, painful, the cabin filled with her groans. Lena's hands shook as she helped. Then a tiny, wet shape slipped out. Silence. Then a soft, high-pitched whinny. Lena laughed, half sob, half joy. She's here, she whispered. She's alive. But Sky didn't rest. Even weak, even exhausted, she kept turning her head toward the window, ears flicking, nostrils flaring. She's not done, Mara said. She's trying to tell us something. Lena knew then this wasn't just about saving one horse. Sky had led her here for a reason. So the next day, Lena followed. Sky walked slowly, stiff from a birth, but determined. They climbed deeper into the Iron Peaks, through snow-laden pines, until they reached a hidden ravine. And there, Lena saw it, a crude corral, rusted bars, chains, bloodstains frozen in the snow, strands of horsehair caught on splintered wood, and carved into a post 2 letters, R.K., Roy Keene. Lena's blood ran cold. Keene was a wealthy rancher, always smiling at town fairs, always shaking hands. But whispers had followed him for years. Horses disappearing, trucks seen at night. No one ever proved anything. She took photos, video, evidence. Then an engine, an ATV rolled in. A tall man in a black coat got off. Liam, Keene's right-hand man. Lena ducked behind a tarp, held her breath. Liam pulled out a jerry can. Bosses, burn it, he muttered into his radio. No witnesses. Lena's fingers tightened on her camera. She was recording, but if he saw her, then a scream tore through the air. Sky stood at the ravine's edge, reared up, let out a whinny so loud it echoed off the cliffs. Liam spun, cursed, dropped again, and fled. Lena ran to Sky, hugged her neck. "You saved me," she whispered. "You saved me." Back in town, Sheriff Dale listened but hesitated. Keen's got money, lawyers, friends in high places. But Lena didn't back down. She showed the video, the photos, the blood, the cage. Then, an elder from the local tribe, Old Man Reed, came to see her. He looked at Sky's picture, touched the white star on her forehead. "She's a rememberer," he said. "In our stories, some horses carry the memory of the land. They remember the old trails, the lost herds, the ones who were taken." He handed Lena a small leather strip with a tuft of horsehair. "This was from her grandmother," he said. "She was taken long ago. Now, Sky has returned." Lena felt something shift inside her. This wasn't just a rescue. It was a reckoning. Then the warning came. Keen was moving the rest of the herd. Across state lines. Black market. Gone in 48 hours. Dale finally moved. Warrants. FBI. A raid. That night, under a moonless sky. Teams moved in. Lena led a group to the back barns. Sky walked beside her. Inside, the smell hit first. Urine. Rot. Fear. Dozens of horses, ribs showing, eyes dull, too weak to panic. Naomi worked fast, checking pulses, calming them. Then a shadow moved. Liam, trying to escape. Sky let out a sharp call. Lena radioed. They caught in the creek, face first in the mud. But one was missing. The old stallion, the true leader of the herd. Locals called him Thunder. Sky walked away from the others, toward a small, locked shed. Lena followed. Inside, Thunder stood, thin but proud. His eyes met Sky's. She stepped forward, touched her forehead to his neck. No words, no sound, but something passed between them. A promise kept. They led him out, slowly, gently. The other horses quieted, then one by one began to nicker, like a greeting, like a welcome home. The next morning, news spread. Photos of the rescued horses, of Lena guiding Sky through the snow. Headlines called it a miracle, but Lena knew better. It wasn't a miracle. It was courage. It was memory. It was one horse who refused to be broken. The town changed. People brought hay, built shelters, painted signs. Let them run free. A sanctuary was created on sacred land, named Sky's Haven. And on opening day, Sky stood at the edge of the pasture, lifted her head, and let out a single, clear whinny. The herd answered. They ran, not in fear, not in panic, but in freedom. Lena watched from the fence, tears in her eyes. Sky turned, looked at her, just for a second, and in that look, Lena saw it all. You kept your word. Some say the land speaks. Through rivers, through wind, through fire. But sometimes it speaks through a horse. And when it does, you listen, because true guardians don't always wear badges. Sometimes they run on 4 hooves and carry the memory of a whole wild world in their eyes. If the story moved you, if it reminded you that even in the darkest storm, hope can still gallop toward you, then please, like, share, and subscribe. Let others hear Sky's story. Hit the bell so you never miss a tale of courage, of loyalty, of love that refuses to be buried. Because the world needs more stories, where the quiet ones are the ones who save us all.